Yes! Yes! Harvey, second tutty. Right there. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. This game, 27-20. 27-20. Harvey, 2 tutties. Oh, I saw somebody. Harvey isn't him. Harvey isn't him. Oh, poor Harvey. Harvey's looking pretty good right now, ladies and gentlemen. Triple H and Associates may be back.
You've just been Smitty approved.
We got a lot to break down here. This game is going on. It's in overtime right now. We're doing the Sunday night reaction show. Sunday Night Football reaction show. We're doing the Week 14 waiver wire. We're doing all of that and more. The Fantasy Football Show begins now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show.
Live!
Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
So we're going to break down this game. We've got a lot of stats to go over. We also have the Week 14 waiver wire board, which we're going to do. Manungai, Tootin, Corum. This is a rough, estimation on my part for league winning moves. I'm not all about, I need somebody for Week 14 only. I'm about thinking downstream. I'm about thinking about this guy taking a job, this guy saving the day if Kyron ends up having some sort of setback with the injury he suffered but then came back from. You think about it, right? And he's getting good work anyway. If injury strikes, you need an RB. Manungai is probably the number one pickup of the week, available in an uncomfortable amount of leagues, 30 to 40% depending on the league you're looking at. Now, real quickly, let's go back over to this game right here. I'm going to lose my mind. Blue 32. Hatchback 7. Harvey on 3. Hut. We need a triple. Can we? Just kidding. Can we put Harvey in on defense? Can he pick off a pass for a hat trick? Nice little day for Harvey. Nice little day. And let me just pull up a random league where I've got Harvey and I can pick any one of them because he'll be on any league. I just randomly close my eyes and select. I'm not gonna lie. He's on a lot of rosters tonight. He's in a lot of lineups. 21.20 points. 21.20 points. Oh, Harvey's not him. Who is it said that? Harvey is not him. Where was that? Somebody wrote that. I got Harvey is him from KJV. And then somebody wrote Harvey's not him right when they came in. He's not him. From five canners. bro, I'm sorry to say. Mariota tosses it up. Can we get Collinsworth to stop saying Mariota? Mariota back to pass. Mariota. Collinsworth keeps saying it.
You've just been Smitty approved.
That's for Harvey. Let's dial up the associates real quickly.
Call the associates.
Hello, associates. Yes, you ordered 2 touchdowns or 1-10-1. We gave you the 2 touchdowns like you asked for. Thank you. Do you guys remember the order? The order was exactly 2 touchdowns or 110 or 120 and a score. They delivered. Associates delivered when we called them up.
Let him cook.
All right, we're watching this game tick down. 5:47 left on the clock. 27 Denver, 20 Washington. Denver's 9-2. They're just a tough football team. They really are. They're just well-rounded. And in a way, and I don't mean this the way that it's going to sound, they remind me of the Eagles in that you're not getting the best. Oh, almost picked off. You're not getting the very best out of them every single quarter either. It's like they struggle at times to, I think, swim in their own identity. And then Nick's comes to life. Nick struggles in his own skin, but always comes around. They're 9-2. Obviously, he always comes around. But it's like they're definitely playing at a lesser capacity than they're capable of. But I don't think it's bad coaching. I love Sean Payton much more than Sirianni. But it reminds me of that kind of team. They're just so well-rounded. The defense is great. The Eagles' defense is great. They've got good quarterback play, but it can play sporadic. That's obviously what Hurts can do. Hurts can't throw very well. Nix, you could say, makes a lot of mistakes. Oh, Mariota throws an INT. The game is over unless that ball hit the ground. The game is over. Mariota throwing to Toto. Flag on the play. Turtleneck's got something to say. His neck's cold. He's coming out. It's either going to be a flag on the play. Laundry will either get picked up. They also got to look at this ball, make sure it didn't touch the ground, because my spidey senses say it was close, and they're gonna take a little look-see at it. All right, Turtleneck says defense, pass interference, defense, replay first down. Blue 32. If you haven't checked out my boys over at thedimelab.com or the Dime Lab on IG, go check them out. It's the only football. I got them all over. I got a football right here. This is the Dime Lab. This is the Dime Lab. That's the Dime Lab. That's the Dime Lab. I'm surrounded by 4 Dime Lab footballs right now. More to come. I've got so many dime balls in here. The Dime Lab. I love holding a brand new football full of air, doesn't go flat, raised laces, extra solid, tacky feel to it that comes right out of the box as if it's been worked in. That's what their design is with this Dime Lab. I'm holding this ball. I feel like I'm in the game right now. Mariota in the gun. Hands off the ball. Nice little draw play, I suppose, if you dare. I mean, they're trying to get first downs. Impressive not to just throw and ruin your chances. You know, because a lot of coaches would just throw, put themselves in bad situations. This team, is trying to play smartly, I think. But how do you play smartly with Mariota? Another handoff. Okay, that it worked one time, boys. I know Mariota is not that good of a thrower, but. All right, how many people we got in the building? We got 121. We got a lot of people watching this game, so we don't have the full house in here yet. I was tempted to not go live until this game ended, but I thought I'd go live because of that R.J. Harvey touchdown. I couldn't help myself. I hit the go button a little early. I punched it. I didn't even think about it. I just did it. I'm like, wait a minute. Maybe I should wait till the game's over. I wanted to get in here. The first play was nice. The draw play got him in there, but now they're kind of. Let's repeat it and give ourselves 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4. Oh my gosh! Terry McLaurin touchdown! Are we going to double OT? Wow! We are going to get another offsides or holding on the offense. Repeat 3rd down. Oh! Laundry on the field. Laundry, pick it up. Wow. Was that holding though? Let's see here. Yeah. He had him in one of these. one of these. He said, "You're coming with me." Oh man. Oh, Jaden Daniels looked happy. Did he not? Did anybody see that? He didn't look mad. He looked like he was smiling that it got called back. I think Jaden Daniels is selfish. It's okay. I'm not mad at him. I like that in my quarterback. He wants to be the one out there doing it. That's okay. 3rd and 14. Mariota. Again, Debo! Down at the one. Debo says, hold back your bow. Debo, he's the one for me. Where's Denny when you need him? Denny, dial in. Wow. Mariota is on fire right now on this drive. Okay, Debo Samuel split out, far right, man coverage. Debo manhandled him. He manhandled Debo. They were kind of pushing match. You could almost say there's pass interference there, a little bit far down the field for me. And Debo gets tripped up down about the 2-yard line. I'd say his knees go straight in. That's how you get a PCL tear, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully his knees are okay. He looks okay, but that's how you get a PCL tear right there. Boom! That left knee. Man. Okay. Well, hey, Denver's the D that could maybe make this stop, ladies and gentlemen. Would anybody be surprised if there was 4 plays, all stops, game over, Denver defensive win? I mean, it wouldn't shock me. If this goes to OT, though, let's go Harvey. Let's get a hat trick Harvey. Or is it tied after this? What's the new rule again? Or what's the change in that? Exactly what happened? Yeah. Yeah, it goes to a tie. So hat trick won't even be able to. He won't even be able to do a hat trick, Harvey. It's a tie. I hate how they changed it to overtime rules. Debo, pull back your bow. Okay. Wait, yeah, don't they? Hold on. McLaurin knifing across the back of the end zone. You know, what are the OT? I'm blanking out on the OT rule here. They'll score a touchdown, time on the clock. They play out the clock. Isn't that the way it is? I think Travis is right. I don't know why I'm blanking on that. Oh my God, Ertz, hold on to the ball. Hold on to the ball. Okay, Ertz, you got to hold on to the ball. Okay, so yeah, if both teams score the NFL overtime with time left, the game continues as both teams are guaranteed a possession. In the regular season, the overtime period is 10 minutes, and if both teams score is still tied at the end, the game results in a tie. So yeah, they do run out the clock. That's right. Playoff rules change. I wish they'd just keep it consistent. I wish there was no tie. Like I get that they did that probably to potentially, shorten the game, but like you got more advertising space for that. Like, why would you want to shorten the game? Just make it to where someone's got to win the damn game. This tie BS is nonsense. This is not a league of second place trophies. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I even had to look it up because it shouldn't change. Things shouldn't change over time. You get so set in your ways too. Ertz, you got to grab that, my boy. 4th and goal. This is what I was saying. Maybe this is going to be. Let's go. Debo, pull back your bow. Offsides on the offense, I think. That's Terry McLaurin. But that looked like an offsides. That looked like an offsides. Terry McLaurin does the same repeat. That looked like an offsides, ladies and gentlemen. Are they going for 2? Watch. I don't know if it was Ertz or if it was 70. I think it was 78. 78 look offsides. I don't know if they're going to play it. McLaurin says, give me that TD back. This is exciting. I hate that they're going for 2, though, because now we don't get our... Debo. Wow, this is kind of an exciting game. We got about 200 people in here. How many people do we have? I did go live on Rumble simultaneously. If you guys could go over to Rumble and open up that stream over there just to get some views going, I'd appreciate it. You can mute the tab. You just go up to window. So if you do a second tab and then you go up to window, you can, when you're on the tab that you're talking about, you can hit mute tab. Here's the link to Rumble. Please subscribe. The reason you want to subscribe and not to say, oh, you're multi-streaming. I'm okay here on YouTube. You're not okay here on YouTube because I will do an additional show each day, at least 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, at least on Rumble, dedicated to Rumble only. Right now, I'm multi-streaming, just building up the channel. Mariotto in the gun. Throws the ball, batted down. Denver. Wow. Well, that was an exciting game. I wish they would have went for two so the game could have carried on. That would have been nice if Harvey could have potentially got another opportunity. Let's go ahead and let me get this link out to the Patreon. Make sure the people on the Patreon, if anybody never gets alerted when we're live, all you got to do is be on the Patreon and I'll drop that link right now. It's actually pinned in the live chat, the Patreon right here. I let people know when we go live. What a game. Let's go over that game right now, and then we'll get straight into the waiver wire where I've got these three boys coined as the top 1, 2, and 3 ads for weeks. I put week 13 up there. Damn it. I got to redo all the graphics. I literally had mother freaking... Jeez, man. I swear, I'm moving so fast sometimes that I don't see something like this, and now I got to put this thing on the damn screen again. Hold on. Let me just send this to my freaking computer. Man, that was a good game. That was a really, really good ending to an exciting little game there. And Denver's just looking amazing right now. And again, I believe Denver looks very much like the Eagles, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a way that, like, they're just not playing at their potential. But to me, it's exciting because I believe that Denver can get there. I'm not saying Philly can't, but Philly, I feel like there's other problems in Philly where in Denver, it's not like a problem with, morale or the locker room or, the head coach. I think Sean Payton's fantastic. Let me see if I can swing on over and fix this board here too. I don't know why I got week 13 in the damn graphic. All right, so there we go. That's fixed. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hit the intro one more time. We're going to start this bad boy right now. So just hang tight, comment. Super chats will be handled in order in which to receive. We'll do the waiver wire show. The fantasy football show begins right now.
Live from the fantasyfootballshow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show.
Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Live whenever news breaks, ladies and gentlemen, and we are here to discuss Week 14 waiver wire ads, Sunday Night Football recap, RJ Harvey flexing like the monster he is, and my gun doesn't look very defined right now. I'm flexing it. I'm sad to say. I'm flexing. I don't see a line. There's nothing, but Turkey Day was a day of feasting. The day after was a day of goal setting. 60-day challenge from Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, through 60 days. Pick a challenge. It could be walking 10,000 steps. It could be losing 10 pounds. It could be losing 5 pounds. It could be dropping like candy and soda. It could be whatever you want. Working out. It could be whatever. You choose whatever you want. Make it attainable, but challenge yourself. That's why it's called a challenge. I'm going to go from, I dropped down to like 204. Sometimes I'm at 205. 203 is what I dropped down to. So I dropped over, I dropped about 20 pounds. Went from 223 to 203. That was from the 4th of July. I did it pretty quickly too, within like 2 months. So I've been down about 20 pounds. Now I'm going from being down to fit. I'm flexing right now. I know it doesn't look quite as strong as this guy, but this will be ripped. This will have definition. You'll see my arms cut. I have 60 days to do it. I urge you all to pick something with me. Let's do a challenge together and better ourselves. No matter what it is, you pick it, you decide it, and we'll do it together. This game was phenomenal and fun to watch. We got 300 of you in the building. Please file on in. Here is a screenshot of that game and the stats. RJ Harvey had a fantastic game. We had a lot of people chirping in the early part of the live chat saying he's not him, haha, he's not him. 1 touchdown, not a big deal, not a big deal at all. Well, let me tell you something. Harvey wasn't done. As some of you chatty Charlies in the chat were trying to tear him down, he said, watch me, I'm not done, son. And Harvey ended up with 13 carries, 35 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground, 3 catches, 27 yards. This was a 20, let me see how many points it was again. I think it was 21.20 in one of my leagues. That is a pretty good day at the office, if you ask me. I'll take 20 points from my running back any day of the week. This man has had a hat trick game. This man has had a 2 touchdown game. And yet people complain about him all the time. He's not that good. He's not that explosive. Then why does he have multiple touchdown affairs? Terry McLaurin scoring a touchdown at the end of this game here. 96 and a touch for Terry. Ertz had 10 for 106. Debo had that long catch at the end. Otherwise, that 38-yard catch would have left him with a pretty bad day. So that salvage, if he just got in the end zone, it would have been great. 5 for 64 for Debo. Mariota, 2 touchdowns, 1 TD. Not the greatest quarterback, but he's getting it done. Mariota, 10 carries for 55 yards, but the 2 touchdowns. On this side of the fence, ladies and gentlemen, Bo Nix didn't blow this thing out of the water, but he did have 16 yards on the ground, 321, 1 touchdown to 1 INT. It was a decent day at the office, but it could have been a lot better. Evan Ingram, 6 for 79. Cortland Sutton, as I kind of suspected, would have a little bounce back resurgence game. 1 TD, 62 yards, and 5 receptions. Harvey, again, 3 for 27. We had, where was Franklin? Geez, 2 for 21. Nothing. No running back, but McLaughlin came even close to RJ's workload. 6 carries, 24 yards. He's just not the explosive player, and they don't trust him at the goal line as much. They do use him near and around the goal line, kind of more so before they get inside the 5. They get inside the 5, they put Harvey in. They're in the 10 to 6 range. They'll use McLaughlin, and they'll use McLaughlin once in a while in goal line situations. But this was a really, really good game for RJ Harvey. RJ Harvey went not just to the moon. I'd say he at least gets the Saturn call. The Saturn cat call for this outing. This is a really, really good game for RJ. Fantastic day. We've got super chats galore about to come in. I believe we were Angel, aka Andor's, dropping $50 per touchdown. 1 for Harvey, 1 for Hendy, and I forget, was it Buka? Who was the other one? Buka didn't score. So that will be exciting if that happens. All Harvey had to do was score a touchdown. He scored 2, but scoring a touchdown gets him that 50. That's awesome. So we'll look for Andor or Angel super chat. Not obligated to, by the way, obviously, but excited for that. Achan to the moon today. Bijan to the moon today. A lot of people to the moon today. There were some bad players as well. Go watch the recap for week 13. I did a whole video breaking down pretty much everything but this game. This breakdown's for this game. This game is to celebrate the man that is RJ Harvey.
Let him cook.
Boy, RJ Harvey to the mother freaking moon. Let's get to the waiver wire. And then, actually, let's answer these 4 super chats that are sitting right here. This one from, was it Jackson? Jackson says, been a fan of Harvey since you brought him up in May. I never gave up on him. I got Rice, Puka, Adams, Harvey, and Bijan heading into the playoffs next week. You're the man, Smitty. Thank you, Yeet. Appreciate you very, very much. I smell meatloaf. Meatloaf. Thank you very much, Jackson. Appreciate that super chat, young man. This one here, Harvey and Ertz went off, won all my 13 leagues. Says Scotty Dewey won 13 leagues tonight because of Harvey. Harvey saved me, says Ray. Love to hear it. It's so nice to see. I'll admit, it's been a rough year for Harvey. It's been a rough year as a Harvey owner. I'm not going to lie. It's been a rough year as a Hendy owner, too. Still not over. Still not over for Harvey either. I mean, did Harvey escape all of the worry and PTSD that we still probably have? No. But we live another week. and we're excited another week. We certainly know what he is. Just like we knew Bijan was who he was, but Arthur Smith didn't use him. We even took flack from people in the industry saying you guys are way too high on Bijan. How do we look now? We took flack in the industry. People said we're way too high on Achane. How do we look now? We have people tell us we're way too high on Kyren. How do we look now? People said we were way too high on Jahmyr Gibbs. How do we look now? People said we were way too high on Hendy. And we know, and we're still in dangerous territory with Hendy. We still are. But how do we look now? We're right about Harvey. We're right about Hendy. The problem is we don't know how the coaches truly feel about them. And we could be in a delayed, sense of security, right? Because Hendy could go out there and get 15 carries. He could go out there and get 4. Hendy could go out there and get 9 carries, or he could get 20 carries. And if we were in charge of things, Hendy would have 2 touchdowns no matter what on Monday night. Like, I could almost guarantee you Hendy has at least 1, but probably 2 touchdowns if I'm choosing to give him all the work. Problem is, we don't know that, but that's part of the fun in fantasy. And we are ahead of the curve. We're ahead of the curve on Hendy and Harvey. Even if they don't play the way we want the rest of the year, we are still ahead of the curve on this one. We might be wrong. We might be judging the coaches wrong and the decision-making wrong. Tonight we weren't. Tonight we did not.
Meatloaf.
Live another day. I'm not pretending that we're out of the woods or anything like that, but we live another day. And as we live another day, we've got our boy Andor, a.k.a. Angel. As promised, this guy, you could trust him with your life. If he says he's going to come drop a $50 super chat and your life depends on it, you don't even bat an eye. You don't bat an eye. He shows up. Harvey video, my boy. Hendy to the house. We'll just call the Triple H and Associates, even though people are going to get real triggered about Buka being on here. Buka didn't do me a solid. Well, guess what? Hendy and Harvey matter too.
In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
And so house call Hendy's in for a day. Hopefully tomorrow, 2 TDs. I hope hat-trick if possible. Andor, appreciate you dropping the 50 watt on screen as promised. You're my boy Blue. Just dominated my week. Lawrence, Gibbs, Achane, Adams, DK, Harvey, Fannin. You absolutely exploded. 8-5, playoff clinch, 156. Smitty approved. Love it.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Love it. Absolutely love it. This one here, actually, let me keep Andor's chat on screen there. This one here is from 191 who says, yo, Smitty Teal, Smitty, 12 man, 1 PPR, 11-2. Thanks to you, sir. Thoughts on my team for the playoffs? Mahomes, Gibbs, Bucky, AJB, Buka, Kyren, Hendy, Harvey. Love it. Trust the process. You're 11-2. The thing I'm going to say here is very important. Listen to me when you're on the fence, but you're making great decisions right now. Stick to what you're doing. Play the players the way you've been rationalizing it. You're 11-2 for a reason. Some people, they'll super chat me or they'll ask me, and if I'm changing your mind, let me just help you. Don't necessarily let me make the call. Make it an assist. Something that helps guide you, not necessarily something that changes the direction of your thinking, because sometimes it's a very close call and your gut instinct might be better than my gut instinct on a certain player at that certain moment. So make sure you trust your gut more than anything. It's okay to ask questions and to just kind of sculpt and maybe guide the ship a little bit, but trust in the process. The reason I say that is because you're 11-2 with a very confusing roster because you have so much talent. How do you decide what to do? When have you decided to put AJB in there? Clearly you're making good decisions or you wouldn't be 11-2. All right. Need a Harvey video. Thanks again, Andor. Let's go over to the waiver wire board for week number 14. And Travis, if you want to call in, you can call in real quickly. Husseini said he sent a super chat too. Did he? Husseini. I got no super chat. Husseini said, Smitty, I sent a chat. Oh, on Rumble. I'm sorry. Look at Husseini. My fault, Husseini. Hold on. Oh, look at it. I got super chats over on Rumble. I didn't even look at it. I'm sorry. They don't feed into my system yet. So this one here from Husseini says, Smitty, let me just screenshot Husseini's glory on screen. He dropped $6 over on Rumble like the monster that he is. All right, let me swing back over here and drop Husseini's two amazing messages and super chats on screen. Husseini says, Smitty, I dropped 165 points this week. Burrow, Rice, Pickens, Harvey. We knew it. We knew Harvey, didn't we know it?
You've just been Smitty approved.
I smell meatloaf. Hey, Ma, the meatloaf. And I'm not saying I knew it. We knew it because Husseini, you said you're feeling pretty good about Harvey. You stuck to Harvey. You put Harvey in, young man, and you did the deed. You did the thing. Burrow, Rice, Pickens, Harvey, Chase Brown, Genty, Tyler Warren. Seattle defense was Husseini that leave them in. My opponent is sitting at 112 with Wandell Pats. D left started off 1-6, now 6-7. You're doing the thing, bro. You're doing it live. Drove from KC to Fort Myers, Florida. Finally made it tonight and watched my Harvey explode. I love this week. Husseini, so happy for you.
Let him cook.
He cooked. All right, Husseini, thank you very much for the super chats over on Rumble. They're called Rumble Rants, by the way, but we're still sometimes calling them super chats. My top waiver picks of the week are Manungai, Tootin, and Corum. Now, I could maneuver and massage this around a little bit as the night goes along. So I might actually replace Corum. I might put, I don't know, Strange there. I might put a player like Watson there. Or maybe I'm looking at the board right now, which I'm going to show you in 1 second. Maybe we're putting like Benson back on the board, or there's some questions about if he returns and when he returns. Maybe there's someone I completely forgot about, and Travis is about to say, let me blow your mind. Do you know that this guy's available in 60% of leagues? And I'm going to go, what the hell? And I'll put him number 3. But right now, spitballing it, and I like to do it this way. Some people want a polished version of the Waiver Wire show. I like doing it live where you see me make a mistake, you see me make a realization, you see the chat, or maybe the phone callers give a insight or two, and then I think about it, I ponder it, and you watch me digest it live as the dust is settling around us right this very second. And I got to tell you, looking at this board right now, there's not a person that stands out more than the man known as Kyle Manungai. Let's go over, oh, this is the wrong board. Let's go over to that board right there. Manungai available. Travis, correct me if I'm wrong. You're live, by the way. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he's available in 40% of leagues, give or take.
Yeah, 35 to 40%.
That is a huge number. And
Yeah.
I can't imagine there's a better player on the board than Kyle Manungai. And maybe you're going to enlighten me. Let's start with the running backs. Manungai, Tootin, Corum, Benson, who's still available, I'm sure, in many leagues. And even if not, just check because he could have got cut walking into this week's kickoff because of the news that they don't know if he's coming back anytime soon. That was the give or take. That was some of the verbiage that was used. That would have caused some people dropping, and we just don't know if the data is fully updated. Rodriguez tonight looked pretty solid. Knight, Chubb. Who am I missing on this board?
Vidal dropped back under. He's like 72% owned in sleeper.
Okay, so now Vidal is an interesting one because you've got Hampton likely back this week, but Vidal will stay.
And the only other one was Chuba. So Vidal and Chuba.
Is Chuba really available though? How many leagues?
Yeah, 51% of sleeper leagues. I think. Let me double check that. Make sure I have it right.
Holy crap! So what I think we put probably put Chuba number 2 then.
Let's see, Chuba is. I'm just making sure I read it right. Yeah, 51% of sleeper leagues. People dump them.
Okay, Chuba, and then Tootin. And then who was the other one? You said Vidal, right? Vidal's a tough. Where do we put Vidal? Where do we put Vidal when Vidal is potentially coming back to a sharing workload type of role? Can we possibly put him? We're not putting him above Manungai, who's basically like a 1 or 1B. Chuba feels safer. Tootin feels more electric and potentially on the rise. Do we like Vidal still more than Benson? Or do we like the idea of Benson in case things start going back in the right direction?
So, for me, if we knew Benson was coming back, I'd have him ahead. But if we have no clue and you need production, I mean, don't you have to go with Vidal with the question mark?
Chat, what do you think? I think Vidal probably here, Benson probably here. Benson with this arrow that points up to an unknown amount of climb, depending on where, the news on Benson. So I think as of this moment, I'm probably going to lean toward that ranking right there. Now, the question is, Chuba now makes this board here, and we put Tootin over. See, this is what I like about this show is I literally said, I don't think I'm going to get stumped here. I don't think Travis is going to walk in here. And it wasn't like I was not wanting to. I was wanting it to happen. I was wanting Travis to come in and tell me something I wasn't thinking about, because that's the fun and excitement of the show. All right, so Chuba Hubbard, I got to go find his graphic because he's kind of a forgotten man the last couple of weeks, and I feel like I didn't discard it, but I might have like bumped it aside somewhere. I don't know where the hell my Chuba Hubbard. Where's my Chuba? There it is. There it is. Chuba Hubbard is probably a second-ranked overall player. Now, let me also say this. I'm not suggesting that I don't love Dowdle still. Dowdle still got one more carry than Chuba. And while people overreact, I think, a little bit, and they will, on Chuba's outing and Dowdle not having good production, Dowdle still got, 18 carries? That's a more than enough carries for anybody. It just happened that Chuba got the better play calls. And that happens sometimes, especially when the change of pace back, which Chuba probably was considered, I think, more than Dowdle coming in. The defense, they scheme differently sometimes for that. And sometimes the offense says, look, we'll put our passing down back in, and we'll do this with them running wise, and they're not expecting it. Or we're going to throw to Chuba. And even though the defense is expecting it, they put Chuba in during a change of pace situation. And they kind of just didn't look at him the same way they were looking at Dowdle, and it caused for better opportunity. Now, I'm not saying that opportunity doesn't open the door for more Chuba Hubbard and he becomes great. That's why he's ranking number 2. But me ranking Chuba 2 here is not me saying I don't like Manungai still. I still love Manungai. But he's a little riskier. We got to be honest and objective. He's a little riskier this week, but he got 18 carries. His coach still loves him. They're still going to use him. What were you going to say, Travis?
Just on Chuba, I think the two things going for Chuba is, one, obviously they signed him, so he's under contract and Dowdle's a free agent, which I know they're trying to win, so that's not as big of a deal. But the big thing is Chuba seems to be completely healthy. He hit like 20 miles an hour on his touchdown run, and he was even admitting a couple weeks ago he might have came back a little bit too early. So and his health, they might split a little more.
And if we're being fair, like Chuba was fantastic last year, and walking into this year, we loved him. He's like a 3rd or 4th round pick. I think he went the 3rd round a lot, like 3rd, 4th round. So we gotta back off the old like Chuba's done, Chuba's whatever. He's a lot of upside here, but I still think Dowdle getting 18 carries to Chuba 17, was it, or was it 19 and 18? It was one carry different, but Chuba was 17, I believe. I think Dowdle was 18. That's that's still big. That's still a huge number of carries. And if all Dowdle's got to do is punch in 2 touchdowns on that, and everybody loves him. Look at Harvey. Harvey didn't have a better day than Dowdle, except for touchdowns, but that matters, and that changes the trajectory of everything. So now Harvey's king of the day.
I think we just have to note too, in terms of people that are on the cusp of playoffs or whatever, Carolina goes on bye next week, so keep that in mind. If you're a do or die and you need a running back or something.
All right, so running backs are done. Somebody has a ad they want to add in the chat. Put a green check mark next to it, or Travis and I won't be looking for it. So if you just put a name, we're not going to see it. You're just wasting your time. Put a green emoji check mark next to a name that we might be missing. Not just somebody that you like somebody we're missing. Travis, I've got Watson, I've got Alec Pierce, I've got A.D. Mitchell, I've got Tesla, I've got Downs, I got Coker, I got Vele, I got Wicks. Who am I missing?
Jacoby Myers, he's available in like 23%, and he's been ticking up each week. I mean, I know he's not a wide receiver one or anything, but I think he's right in there. He had 20-something points today. And then Terry McLaurin, just to note, he's 84% owned.
Okay.
So there's a chance he may have been dropped in one of
Yeah.
your leagues. So he's,
note that. Yeah,
but
probably won't put him on the board, but good person to mention. Is that it?
Oh, Jennings from San Fran, he's been producing. He's 22% available.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go a little deeper. We'll leave Jennings. Mention Jennings. Make sure you look. We're looking a little deeper than that. Probably more like a 30%er or more.
Okay. And then so the only other two I had, well, actually three, would be Higgins from the Texans. I think he had like 11 or 12 points. So keep an eye on him. Godwin is available in like 45% of leagues. And Coker had a big week. It's hard to know exactly what will be going on, but it should be the number two.
Godwin.
Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah.
Higgins. Coker. Godwin, Higgins, Coker, Tesla. Who else did you say? Did I miss anybody else?
Jennings was the only other one. He's available in 22%.
Jennings, Higgins, okay, adding the quarterbacks, Brissett, Young, Cam Ward. What is Dart like available that I don't know about? Like, what is the most likely high target quarterback? That's at least 30% or more. Nothing under 30.
Love is 35% available still.
Okay.
And then, so one guy I think that has to be mentioned, even though we don't think of it, is Trevor Lawrence, just because he now is back-to-back. Well, depending on what happens with tomorrow's game, he's QB5 this week. He was QB7 last week. He was QB11 the week before. 2 weeks ago, he was QB12. And in the past 7 weeks, he's been a top 14 QB 6 out of 7 weeks.
T-Law.
So I get he's not a QB1, but he's on that fringe of high-end QB2.
And Ward. So Love, Young, T-Law, Ward. Got it.
Yep. And then besides that, just to note, Daniel Jones is 80%, so, keep an eye out for him. And Caleb is 73% owned, so he's available in 27% sleeper leagues. And he's up and down, though.
So keep those
figured I'd note it.
We're only going 30 or above. Tight ends, Strange, Hawkinson, Fannin, Waller, Ertz, Loveland, Parkinson, Ingram, who played tonight, played pretty well.
Yep.
Times at least. Who am I missing here?
So what do I got? Pitts is available in 26%. I don't know what percentage you're going for with tight ends. Everyone's 30. Okay, so then it would be Schultz is available in over 50% still. He had another pretty good game. And then just keep an eye on Likely. I mean, hard to know if they'll start using him or not, but he's just always a guy if he ever gets the target.
That's a good board.
I think that's it.
That's a good board.
Yep.
Anybody in the chat see anything crazy? Terry McLaurin, we mentioned, that's more of like a 20%, 18% type of thing. So just monitor your league. Not going to put McLaurin on here. He's not available in enough leagues. That's the board right now. Everybody, that's week 14. I don't know why it says 13, damn it. I got to start looking for this. I don't know why. And a lot of people don't notice it because it's easy for me to overlook too. Week 14, I don't know why I don't change that shit. There's the board.
While I have you here, with Brissett, do we have to seriously talk about him as a top 12 quarterback the rest of the way?
Maybe. I think he's getting figured out. I think he's getting figured out.
He hasn't been lower than QB12.
Yeah.
He's been top 10 all but one. So.
Yeah, I think he's getting figured out a little bit more. which is naturally going to happen when you got film on him. But I think he's definitely in that. Like, I'm starting him in Miss Smitty's league because I lost JD5. I lost Kyler. I had like JD5, Kyler, and I had another quarterback. I lost all of them. So I picked up Brissett.
Next week is the test.
Brissett, he's been playing good.
It's against the Rams and then Houston. So
Yeah,
not exactly
tough.
great. It's been amazing. He's throwing 40 times every week. So
Yeah. All right, guys. So here's the waiver board. Now there could be someone that we add, throughout the week. There could be somebody we missed. I'm sure Travis is looking at the green check marks, but Strange.
Yeah, someone said Jaden Reed, Pat Bryant. Keep an eye on those guys.
Reed.
Pat Bryant's a deeper one. He's going to have to get more targets. But
Okay, looks good. But Manungai's the league winner. Chuba's a semi.
Yep.
Could be a league winner. Tootin could be a league winner. Corum could potentially be. Vidal probably not, but you want to grab him. Benson could be. Watson, I wouldn't say any of these receivers are league winners. I'd say they're all pretty solid. Love could be a league winner if you've got a league-winning team that lost its quarterback. Brissett could be a league winner if you have a league-winning team that lost its quarterback. Strange could be a league winner if you have a league-winning team and you don't have an elite tight end, or Hawkinson if he kept it up. But that's it. Screenshot that. I'm gonna remove it in 5 seconds. So make sure you screenshot it right now if you need the list, and we'll go ahead and move on with the rest of the show. Travis, you can just stay right there, mute yourself real quickly, and I'll swing on over. So we got Manungai, Chuba, and Tootin as the top waiver wire board players for me. And you could put Strange in here. You could put Love in here. That would be the top 5 for me. Love, Strange. Love is Strange. All right, let's go over to let's go over to this screen right here. Let's get these super chats. We got 3 more that are sitting here waiting for answering this $20 hauler, which gets immediate attention from Shane. Shane says, I'm 4-0 since I made this trade. Also, Harvey saved me in 2 leagues tonight. I traded Bucky, McBride, and Nico Pickens, Daniel Jones, and Kenneth Walker. Jeez, man, how do I even digest this? Let me say it again. Bucky, McBride, Nico Pickens, Daniel Jones, and Kenneth Walker. I got Jahmyr Gibbs, CD, Bowers, Hendy, Trey Tucker, Smitty approved. Hold on one second, Travis. Let me just answer this real quick. I think I'd probably say, this trade, I'd much rather have this side of the fence. I mean, it's a great side that you gave up too, but I'm taking this side. I can see why you're crushing it. And things are only going to get better as CeeDee Lamb gets back into balance, as Bowers gets balanced, as Gibbs continues to thrive. Hendy's everything's gonna go up for you, bro. It's a fantastic trade. Thank you for the $20 super chat, and you're gonna crush it, bro. That team is absolutely ridiculous. Let me clear these 2 real quick, Travis, and then I'll be right with you. 1 second. Thank you for the 99-cent blank one, Rumbler. Appreciate you dropping that. Let me just real quickly look at Rumble. We had Husseini's 2 super chats, the Rumble rants. I don't see anything else over there, so I'm gonna swing back over here. And then we got 1 more super chat, which I want to answer. Thank you, Rumbler, for dropping that blank super chat, though. Got Nix at QB. Do I roll with him or trade for Burrow or Herbert? I'd rather have Burrow. And Herbert's up and down like Nix. I don't know that there's a difference. I would say if you get Burrow, yes. Deadline is Wednesday. Just clinch the playoffs. I would definitely trade for Burrow. And I believe the Burrow owner might have already solidified a backup plan that they might like, and that's going to be the way he's available. If they don't have a backup plan they're not going to do anything. If he's got Herbert and Burrow, then he might elect to get Burrow off his hands, I guess. But I don't know. I would think he'd want to trade Herbert over Burrow personally. But you could try. It depends on what you can do. But I certainly try and trade for him. All right, Travis, go ahead. The super chats are cleared.
That trade was crazy to get Gibbs, Bowers, Hendy, Lamb on one side of a trade.
Well, yeah. I mean, Lamb was struggling, and he bought low, which is smart.
Yeah.
Bowers was struggling. He bought low. Hendy was, struggling and shaky, and he bought low. This is the perfect time to buy those players. So fantastic. And right now it looks like, no one would do that. Well, yeah, they would. They would have for sure.
Right. Yeah, it's a good example of how, when people say that, how you talk about, find the right opportunity and know when to strike. You can pull it off.
Yeah, this is gonna be awesome. To watch these players finish strong. These buy low guys that we've liked here, like Lamb, like Hendy, like Bucky. And Bucky's been a sell and a buy. It just depends on your situation. Some people are like, wait a minute, you like Bucky or you don't like Bucky? It's both. If you had Bucky 4 weeks ago and you were 5-4 wins, you had to trade him. Or otherwise, right now, you've got 4 or 5 wins still. And you like a good job. Now you're not going to make the playoffs. You got Bucky back. If you didn't have Bucky, he was one of the best buy lows you could find because people that had him were struggling. And so they were desperate. And a lot of people are lazy or busy and they can't make good trade offers. So if you keep trying, you're going to get something because somebody eventually will hit a tipping point where they got 4 or 5 wins. They have Bucky and they're scared and they send you Bucky. So Bucky was one of the best buy lows for weeks, even though some of you needed to sell him and there was advisable to sell him. It just depended on your situation. Everything would be case by case. What a day. I mean, we definitely had a couple players that dropped the ball. No doubt about it. I mean, anytime you got JSN versus JJ and they both get you 4 receptions total and what was it, like 30 yards total between the two of them, something like that. That is the most disappointing thing I can even think of. These are like the 2 best receivers in the league practically. Maybe you want to argue Jamar, but I mean, it's insane. Insane. 4 receptions, 30 yards between the two of them. This guy got 2 receptions. This guy got 2 receptions. This guy got 20-something yards, 20-plus yards. This guy got, 7 or 12 or whatever it was? Was it 12? I mean, just despicable. And then, Dowdle didn't have a great day. Handful of players didn't have a great day, but boy, was there a lot of good. There's Achan went crazy and ballistic.
Bijan, it was nice to see, even though he got vultured on the 1 TD.
Buka struggled. That sucked, but we got.
It does, but he had 8 targets, and I mean, I'm trying to look at it from a positive standpoint because I traded for him, but I think having Baker back, finishing the game healthy, Bucky back, looking really good, Godwin seemingly healthy, I think that all helps the offense get moving in the right direction again.
Yeah. Cook did great. Chase Brown was solid, but that was earlier. But today, at least today's or yesterday, and today. Yeah, I mean there was a lot. ETN was a big disappointment. Buka did big disappointment. Dowdle big disappointment. JJ and JSN big disappointments. ETN, I this is my biggest fear and why I've been very skittish on ETN all year. I mean, you've seen me kind of go back and forth. I'm not gonna lie. I've gone back on the wagon and off and on and off and on. Like, admittedly, because he looks so good. But it's just, there's always been a hint of worry for me. And there's always been a hint of if I can keep Tootin and trade ETN for something and then get that and then get this, best of both worlds. I just, ETN might come back and have an amazing game in week number 14. The concern, though, is that you're going to put him on the bench and then he goes nuts, or you put him in your lineup and he does bad again. And then you're never going to trust him again, and rightfully so. Tootin getting hurt really set him back. He was on his way. He had 15 carries, 70 yards, a touchdown, injured the ankle, and then was off the injury report, came in, didn't do anything that game back at all. I think he had like 2 carries or something. Then this week comes back in with a touchdown, looked very useful, looked very explosive, looked strong, and ETN didn't look good. Not saying it was all his fault, but he didn't look the best. And that happens. It doesn't mean he's going to be bad next week, but it'd be hard for me to trust him going forward. If you've got, let's say, a Manungai, is anybody starting ETN over Manungai? Travis, what would you do?
I don't know. I think the way they're using them, and Monangai, I might have to go with him because it's like, that they're showing a very good ability to run the ball, and they're showing that they have no problem having it be a split, if not giving Monangai more carries. Something. So I think I trust Monangai more right now.
Yeah,
and I like you, and it's hard to just look at ETN's stats and say that because he has been a top 15 back like all but 3 or 4 weeks of the season. But I think you're spot on with it where, because Tootin is Cohen's guy.
Yeah.
And, just kind of how things go, I think he's going to keep getting more and more work. And I think you're even more spot on with Tootin hurting his ankle, set him back. I think we would have seen more and more split going forward if he hadn't done that.
Yeah, it was definitely like a stunting of his unleashing party. My Rumblers over there, Coach, I appreciate you over there dropping messages over on Rumble. 90%, Neighbors is 30% rostered in ESPN. Well, that's because it's not a dynasty. You're saying that you're trying to say that people are dropping the ball on making drops and ads, and that the data is out of whack. That's why I don't really go off of the numbers exactly. That's why when someone says like that's too much or that's too little, I go off of a little bit of the numbers, but also, a little bit of feel too. Like if I've got no leagues where someone's available, then I feel like the data might be a little off. But thank you for being here. Cobbler, appreciate you in the Rumble chat. I'm not going to multi-stream to Rumble and YouTube all the time. I'm doing it lately just to build up the channel a little bit, but Rumble will have its standalone videos that if you want to watch them, you got to go to Rumble for them. Doesn't mean that it's going to take anything away from YouTube. We're live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're live on YouTube after all games. We're live on YouTube before all games. We're live on YouTube at midnight Eastern. We're live on YouTube whenever news breaks. The only multi-streaming I might do is go live on Rumble and YouTube at the same time during a big breaking news show. Past that, once I establish everything, and I'm kind of thinking like late December, but I'm going to try earlier to do, shows here and there. That's when the shift will happen to where most every Rumble show will be a standalone Rumble show that you have to watch on Rumble. Monangai or, let me ask you a couple questions. Monangai or Dowdle next week, Travis?
Probably Monangai for me. I mean,
Cat?
We'll see the matchup. They're on bye. But in general.
Yeah.
In general, like
God, I hate this bye right before the playoffs. You even forget it. You forget that you're going back to buys. Yeah. You just you're like, okay, buys are over, and then you're like, shit. And I haven't even looked at the schedule. Like I'm week by week because all the stuff I got to do. I mean, I've looked at it, I know it, but I in one ear and out the other, in one eyeball and out the other. All right, here is the schedule for weeks week 14. Here's the schedule. Let me put it on screen. All right, schedule. Jeez, man. So we have New England, Hendy, unfortunately. Giants. So Dart, if you got Dart, he's on a bye. Niners, Christian McCaffrey, Kittle. And then, of course, Dowdle and Chuba and Ted McMillan are kind of the big pieces that are on a bye. So there you go. All right, let's go through a couple more names. Monangai or Barkley?
Monangai.
Chat,
I don't trust Barkley at all.
Monangai or Barkley?
I know there's going to probably be a game where he has a big game in the next few games, but how do you trust him with what's going on?
Monangai or Barkley, chat, vote on it. I'm going to leave Monangai circled. I'll put a check mark next to it so it's easier to erase.
What would you do?
I'm going Monangai.
And it's really hard to do, I understand, for people, but this is the time of year where these decisions make and break your season.
What about this one? Judkins.
I think I'm going Judkins because
Chat. He's got
Because I-
Tennessee, first of all. He's got Tennessee. It's
okay,
at
so
home.
matchup,
At home.
and he's getting tons of volume, which I know Mononga just did too, but he's getting tons of volume, and it seems like he's kind of breaking through that rookie wall like today. If he had a touchdown, he's over 20 points. You know?
And Monongai's at Green Bay. It's a tough matchup. Judkins is at or versus Tennessee.
Yeah.
So that's a good one. What about I would probably in this situation lead Judkins for sure. With the Green Bay matchup, it does trouble me a little bit. Hendy's on a bye. We can't use Hendy. Brees Hall at home versus Miami or Monongai?
Yeah.
Barkley by a mile. Joseph, why? Why, Joseph? I'm curious. I'm not asking for a friend. I'm asking for me. Why? Well, I can understand one name or the other. It's a hard question, but why by a mile? How can you say Let's go back here real quickly. Barkley.
That was overwhelmingly Barkley.
But they might say Barkley. But how Joseph are you saying Barkley by a mile? Call in.
Yeah.
Call in real quick. I'm not trying to blast you. I'm just trying to get in to the mind of Joseph. How is that not like a super close call? Probably going to call, if he calls in, probably calling in this backtracking. Yeah, I did cast a little too far. Just pull it back.
I think I'd go Brees, but it's hard. I mean,
I don't think. Joseph, are you calling in? I don't know how. Like, again, I don't care if somebody says they like Barkley more, and I don't care if someone says that they say Barkley by a mile. But I want to know the thinking by a mile. How?
Here's the other one: ride or die with Barkley. Why? Barkley, you got to roll them. He isn't splitting carries.
Okay, what about this one? Monongai or Hampton if he's slated to start and not on the injury report? And Hampton.
Monongai until I see Hampton producing.
And Hampton would be against Philly. At home, but against Philly.
That's my tendency. Is if I can afford to, I don't mind someone blowing up on my bench. I know, like you don't like that as much. I'm willing to see it.
I think anybody that has Hampton, and no offense, KJV, I'm not saying necessarily you, but most people that have Hampton, let's say the hypothetical was if Hampton was going to start, John. Hampton might start. You never know. What are you talking about? You might. You don't know, John. You don't know. We're so far away from that news, you have no idea. There's a chance he doesn't, of course.
John ruled them out already.
John, it's dead to John. If Hampton does play, though, like you don't know what the workload's going to be. Even if he starts, it's like Vidal's very useful. And they might ease him back in. He's still got a lot of atrophy. We'll see. Hampton's a tough player to know when to throw him. But then again, like look what we just saw with Bucky. The difference between Bucky, though, Bucky had a shoulder injury more so than the lower body issue. So he was running and he was doing a lot of cardio and he never really got a lot of atrophy. Whereas Hampton was in a walking boot for a long time and one leg got smaller than the other, which he's still working through. And there's some compensation issues with that. Woody Marks he exited the field in a stretcher and then came back. Not literally,
Coffin.
but it's like nails in the coffin. They had the ceremony. And then he comes back. Like that guy comes back onto the field after looking like he's out for the season at least once a game. Woody looked like he was toast. Woody looked like he was done. And then he was hobbled, walking to the sideline, walking to the locker room. And it looked like he was done. Done. Oh, his season's over. and then all of a sudden Woody's back in the game taking carries. It's like, what? Dalvin Cook did that a lot. Dalvin Cook would always be nailed in the coffin. They're saying their goodbyes. The pallbearers were there. Everybody, sad speech by his grandma. And then all of a sudden, Cook's back on the field like 10 minutes later, 5 minutes later, 2 plays later.
So, Monangai over Genty, how do you feel?
Monangai over Genty? Yes, right now, sure. I mean, this is a tough matchup. This really is a tough matchup. And the Raiders play versus Denver, though, so that's not really that different. So I'm gonna go Monangai. If this was, let's call it. Let me see if I can find someone with a great matchup. Bucky plays the Saints in Tampa, by the way. But let's say I could find something like, I don't know. Trying to find a matchup that looks really, really solid. I don't know that I see anything that's even popping out right now. Debatable.
You're playing Chase Brown over him, right?
Chase Brown is a lock for me. Yeah. I can't imagine a world where I'm not selecting Chase Brown as one of my starters, or at least my flex. That's crazy. There's not a lot of cases.
Well, I think what you established, though, is that Monangai is a top 12 start right now.
Probably. You don't want to hear that Junie doesn't want to hear that Buka's a must start. Buka is still a must start to me. You don't have to listen to me. But I'm still not going to sit him. I mean, I understand the way that this works, bro. Rookie walls are rookie walls. You can sit him and wait for him. It depends on the case-by-case scenario. If you've got a player you can throw in like a Monangai over a Buka, and you want to consider that for the 1 week, and you say, look, if Buka does bounce back, let's say, and Buka has 110 and a TD, and he's on my bench, well, I have Monangai, and Monangai is going to go out there and get me 70 and a touch. I'm not out that big of a difference. He'll catch, 3 balls. He'll catch 6 of them. You're down. You're down a little, but it's not hurting that bad. You might even still win the week. Won't matter. It's not a playoff week anyway. You do what you got to do. But what I do know is rookies usually go through a rookie wall about week 11, week 12, week 13, and then usually they break through week 13 or 14. So week 14 is this week. This is probably the week that if this rookie wall range, let's say his was like Jamar Chase's range. Jamar Chase literally had this rookie. Travis, can you look up Jamar Chase's rookie year?
Yep.
And try and identify. I think his rookie wall was like 4 weeks thick. I think it was about like this, and he went like this, going crazy, and then he hit the wall. And then he just was like this. And I was like, trade for him, trade for him, trade for him, trade for him, trade for him. And then he busted through the rookie. The elite, especially wide receivers, the elite rookie wide receivers, always like a rocket ship. That's why Buka is a rocket ship. Like a rocket ship will break through the rookie wall and soar to glory. That is what almost every rookie breakout wide receiver does once they get through the rookie wall. So I can say whatever I want, first of all, and I'll say it. I think Buka is a must start. You said you don't want to hear it. Well, there you go. You're hearing it from me, and I'll keep saying it because that's how I feel.
So, Jamar Chase's first 7 weeks, he averaged 7 targets, 5 receptions, 108 yards, and basically a touchdown a game on average. Then from weeks 8 to 15, actually, he had a couple touchdowns. Oh no, let's say weeks 8 to 13. He was averaging like a few targets, 40 yards. Then week 14, he went 5 for 77, 2 touchdowns. The next week, he only had 1 reception for 3 yards. Then after that, he went 7 for 125 and 11 for 266 with 3.
Woo! Woo! What was that? 11
Then
for
he had
what? 11 for what?
260, 11 receptions, 266 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Holy shit. Whoa. Wow. Wow. Jamar Chase had it. He did a thing. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, so even with that bad game with 1 for 3, the last 4 games, so not counting the last week where it wouldn't be a playoff game for fantasy, the last 4 games of the season, he averaged 6 for 117 with over a touchdown a game.
Yeah, just wait. All these Buka people, we won't say, Junie, no offense, bro, but you'll either come in here and say you were right, Smitty, or we'll never see you again. Like that's probably what it's going to be. Smitty, there's guys on the waiver wire you can stream who will get 8 to 10 points. I don't think you're listening to what I'm saying. I'm telling you, he's going to go through the wall and...
Why would you stream them?
I don't understand. Why wouldn't you stream the guy that has the potential to be a number 1 overall wide receiver any given week once he does return? Now, if you don't think he'll return, then that says what you think about Buka. And that's fine. We can disagree on that. But when you sit here and say you can go find that on a waiver wire, why don't you stream a guy on waivers that can score the same amount when Buka's slumping that doesn't have the upside Buka has? Why not choose that? Yeah, let's buy a stock at its very bottom cellar dweller value when the amazing stock is right there too, but it has the chance to go to the moon. Let's just go get the waiver stock. Need Harvey video, my boy. Thank you. I appreciate you again, Andor, for dropping that. This here, Rappaport saying that Evans could be back week 14. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Definitely a player we should pick up. Actually, so the board, we should put that back on the board.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Because Evans, we did talk about the earlier though, but we didn't put it on the board here. So I would say,
yeah, he's available in 40% of leagues.
I'd even go as far as to put him right here. Maybe Evans and then Mitchell here, and then Evans could be potentially the number 1 ad at the wide receiver position even. So that's a great topic. Thank you for bringing that up. Good catch, worldwide. Worldwide to the moon. And this one here from Johnny777, Swift can still get more work than Manungai, right? Yeah. Yeah, if anybody came in here and said Manungai is getting, no matter what, more work than Swift, they don't know what they're talking about. If anybody said that Swift is guaranteed to get more work than Manungai going forward, they don't know what they're talking about. Truth is, Ben Johnson wants to use his Sonic and Knuckles. The truth is, Sonic and Knuckles doesn't exist anymore in Detroit. Even though Monty can still be a 10, 12, 13-point guy, they still like him. But Sonic and Knuckles really was Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson's gone. Sonic and Knuckles will exist in Detroit or in Chicago. I truly believe that. And I think they both are very useful, but there's no answer to which one's better, except for I like Manungai more as a player for Ben Johnson and but then again, Swift's been shifty, looked great, but I believe he's an injury-prone player still. I don't think he's shaking that label free, even though he's been pretty healthy. I still believe that it's going to wear on him. And, he's been banged up a couple times. So,
I was going to say that I actually think for Swift's health, this is better. And he can be more efficient with his work.
Yeah, it could definitely linger. I mean, Ben Johnson is he's just got his bag of tricks, man. I mean, what he's doing is amazing in Chicago with what he's the way people think Caleb is a top 5, 6 future quarterback is that Ben Johnson is doing amazing things, man. It's crazy. He is definitely living up to the hype as one of the better coaches in the league already. I could imagine, and I think, and this is not to rip on Caleb. It's not a ripping on Caleb situation, but if he had a quarterback that was even better fit for his system, because Caleb's not. Caleb does good things, though. His scrambling ability is really good. It adds to Ben Johnson, but I'll stand on this that Bajan's better for his system. I don't care if Bajan hasn't hit the field yet. I believe that. Travis, anything else?
But I just want to ask you your thoughts on a couple things quick. One person was asking about JJ and saying, is he still a buy low? And so I guess how low would you have to get him for to buy him? Like, what, off the top of your head, do you have a player or two you could name that you would give up for JJ? Just because of the name, people will overpay for him, and I don't want people overpaying.
You're gonna have to give me names at this point. It's really hard for me to even assess this right now. Like, would I rather have Breece Hall, Jacobs, of course, all those guys? Would I rather have Ibuka? Hell yeah. Would I rather have
ETN? Would you move ETN to get a JJ if you need a receiver?
If I need a running back, I would. If I need a wide receiver, I wouldn't just move it to move it. I would, I don't know. JJ is supposed to be the situation-proof player. He's definitely not proving it. Now, he's in the worst situation known to man right now. But at the same time, we've seen players produce in this kind of bad situation before.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not producing at all.
No.
It reminds me a little bit of Antonio Brown when Ben Roethlisberger would get hurt and then Antonio Brown would just vanish in Pittsburgh. He wouldn't even be a top 10 wide receiver. I'm not saying I don't think JJ's top 3 talent-wise in this league, but I don't know. It's concerning that he's had multiple quarterbacks and he can't produce, even with 3 different ones. He can't produce his old numbers at all. Like with Wentz, he produced 60-70% of them. And that was enough for us to be like, okay. Damn it, we're getting Nico or less value, but hey, I'm happy I'm getting second round value returns at least, but I don't know how the hell you can be happy about that. But damn, I wish I could go back to those days where I was getting a little bit below Nico Collins' value. I was fine with that. Somebody.
Okay, so here's. Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh, that's right.
No, just people asking actual players, AJB or JJ rest of
AJB by a mile.
Yep, I agree. Here's one: Odunze or JJ. You have to lean
JJ. Yeah, dude, who's a Odunze? Caleb doesn't know who he is.
Yep, it's crazy. Yeah, and the other one was JJ or Terry McLaurin.
Terry McLaurin or probably McLaurin right now.
Right.
I mean, look what he's done. Remember what I said before the game? I was like, he always does well when he's on the field, and even when he came back, he looked good. Then he got hurt again. But I mean, McLaurin's good. I mean, especially with JD5 probably trying to come back next week. Give me McLaurin all day.
Yeah. Obviously, Pet McMillan, you take over him.
Pet JJ is not as good as Judkins. I take Judkins in the chat. I see that. BTJ. Who the hell's BTJ, bro?
Yeah,
who's BTJ? BTJ can't even hold JJ's jockstrap. And right now, we don't even know what JJ's jockstrap is. And
one of the biggest busts ever, right? In fantasy.
Probably maybe Trent Richardson could be one of the biggest busts because he was like a top 3 overall pick. But yeah, I mean, BTJ is probably the biggest bust in maybe the last decade because he went 7, 8, 9 overall. Right. It's not like you drafted JD5 in round 3 or 4. It's like you drafted, Neighbors got hurt, but he was producing. And so it's harder to say that. I mean, that definitely hurt you. I mean, losing Neighbors might have hurt you more than losing. Well, it definitely did hurt you more than losing BTJ. But at the same time, at least you moved on. Maybe you're starting Wandell and you're getting consistent points. Maybe not losing BTJ has been a bigger problem actually because you just keep playing him. You feel like you have to commit to him. Like this week, it was on me. I took a lap on the earlier show. I was telling people, you start him. This is if you can't start him now, you can't start him ever. Well, guess what? That was correct. But owning BTJ, the biggest downside of owning him is you're obligated to play him, and you could be playing like Junie said, or whoever the hell his name is. You could get a waiver wire player to play better than BTJ. And that would have been the correct placement for your comment. Go get a waiver wire wide receiver to outplay BTJ not go get somebody that can play the same amount as Buka without the upside of Buka. I think you messed up when you said it. That's what you meant to say.
They have to trade him, don't they? Like they can't even go into next year with him.
Travis,
I mean,
the Patriots have had to play Hendy all year, and they haven't. The Sean Payton's had to play Harvey all year, and he hasn't. Bijan had to have been the goal line back as a rookie, and he wasn't. So you're asking about logic. Cohen and this Jaguar team might say, no, we're not trading BTJ. Just like the Browns might say, we're not starting Shador in week 1 next year, but we refuse to trade him because we want to put him in prison and hold him.
That's crazy. Like, because logic tells you, okay, Hunter's going to be back healthy. We got Jacoby Myers, who is a very solid number 2 for what they want to do. A possession guy, a guy like Tila, who's a little inconsistent. And then you have Strange, and then Tootin, and it's like, go forward with that. Go and get, I don't know, a second or third round pick or something for him and move on. It's a mess with them. But like you said,
join the Rumble. Now have double dose of the GOAT. Thank you, Dre. Dre, appreciate you. And Dre, and everybody watching right now, please hit this link right here. I'm dropping in the live chat, and it's pinned in the live chat. Right? Or is it pinned? No, it's not. Here it is. Let me drop it one more time. Please subscribe to the Rumble channel right now, because I will have standalone Rumble only videos, not taking away from anything YouTube. We're not dialing anything back. Someone's like, "Why are you leaving YouTube?" I'm not. I couldn't be more clear. So just make sure. Someone said Jordan Mason. Make sure you're subscribed to the Rumble channel, please. Everybody subscribe to the Rumble channel. We have how many? We got 692 followers on Rumble. Let me refresh that, see if that number is increased. We have 695 followers on Rumble. We just need 5 more people to go over there to hit the 700 mark, which I'm pretty proud of because we've done it really quickly. But please go do that. Travis, let me put these supers on screen. I'll let you speak before I actually answer them. Let me just make sure I have them accounted for. We have Parker. We've got Trent. Trent, I'm coming for your super chat. 1 second. Hang tight real quick.
You can do them if you want.
Okay. Well, let's get to the Mason thing real quickly. Rock out. Thank you for the super chat. And Andor dropping the $5 says best. Let me read his real quick. This is our $50 super chatting monster, Andor, aka Angel. Best move of the year was me trading BTJ for Rice a couple weeks before Rice came back. That's awesome. All right, Travis, is Jordan Mason available in over 30% of leagues or just cutting it short?
No, he's available in 47% of leagues.
And Aaron Jones, as of now, let me look up his injury real quick.
Was it his shoulder again?
It might be multiple.
Yeah. Shoulder.
This guy's always injured. I think I said it right before the game. I'm like, yeah, if he stays healthy, he's just not going to stay healthy. Mason himself. Let's see here. 5 hours ago, Mason would presumably function as the Vikings lead back if Jones doesn't miss time, though. Would probably lose pass catching work. I don't think there's any update on him. Let me just search on X real quick if there's anything that there's just a lot of people speculating. I get so sick of these speculation pieces by fantasy doctors
likely to miss this many weeks without.
According to the mechanism of the fracture molecule structure of the 3.4 angle gigawatt, didn't see the actual play, but Aaron Jones. It looks like AC sprain to the shoulder.
I'm guessing it's the same shoulder he had already banged out.
Everyone's speculating it. It doesn't. There's nothing we know. It most likely is that same shoulder. So I guess I would probably say Yeah, if we're gonna put him on the board, we definitely need to put Jordan Mason on the board. If I was to put Mason on this board, I guess you would. Just don't know if I trust that offense at all. I guess you put him next to Corum because Corum's sharing work.
Yes, Corn Vidal, somewhere in there.
Yeah, Mason, something like that. Mason, Corum, Vidal, they're all sharing. Benson could leapfrog him. Corum could leapfrog. Yeah. Screenshot that in 3 seconds, taking it away. Hit that screenshot. All right, Travis, anything else?
Yeah, just the last thing I was going to say was with Darnold. What in terms of fantasy, how worried are you? And two, in terms of just like, what do you think if he keeps this up the rest of the year? Do you think they move on with him, or do you think they move on like from him and try to look in another direction?
I'll tell you what, it's a great topic for the offseason.
Yeah.
Maybe we do a JSN Dynasty video soon. The concerns I have for JSN is that Darnold is going to either be the savior or the problem that's standing in the way of this team that's ready. And I think you're going to have, I mean, his contract is friendly, team friendly, but I think it gives them one more year. So I don't think he's gone. But you never know. But the problem is, if he ends up being the reason they lose, he is the reason that. So if Darnold, let's put it this way, if Darnold is the reason that the team loses, unfortunately, he's the reason or part of the big reason that JSN is an absolute monster. So if you take him out of the equation, I have a feeling like Minnesota, we could see a complete inept situation develop. Elite quarterbacks are just not out there. You know, it's very hard to acquire one. And if you don't play bad enough to get one via the draft, you got to have lucky enough to have a draft pick. I forget what Seattle has draft pick wise.
A minute ago.
Yeah.
As of right now,
and
they have
their picks. Whose picks do they have?
So I think they just have their pick, and as of going into this week, they have the 27th overall pick.
So it's 27th-ish. So to get that 1-2, it's almost impossible. You know, they could do it. I'm not saying it's impossible. So what are they doing? Kyler, stopgap.
And all they have for picks right now next year is their first, second, third, and sixth. They only have 4 picks in next year's draft.
My hope is that Darnold for sure is able to buy one more year, because whether he's a Super Bowl contending quarterback or not, and we know he's not. I mean, we don't. I mean, maybe we've seen. Why am I writing this wrong? Darnold. Keep as I'm speaking. If we I mean, we've seen like let me think of quarterbacks that have won Super Bowls. Foles, what's his face from Baltimore? Dilfer. You know, we've seen quarterbacks like that win. So Darnold could win. He could.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't win this year, and I don't think he will, I don't know what the plan's going to be. I think if he finishes really good still, and they just lose a tough game or something, they get knocked out playing well, then I think everything will be fine for next year. They'll run it back one more year with Darnold. But if he ends up being a problem and he unfolds here in the next couple of weeks like he did in Minnesota last year, I don't know. And JSN's dynasty value is contingent upon having a gunslinger like Darnold that can at least throw to him. And I'm afraid that if they do what Minnesota did, which is try and move forward with the team they have, thinking they could do it with a youthful player, and they pick the wrong player, or they hitch their wagon to Kyler Murray thinking that's going to change something, or they do something. There's just no quarterbacks out there that have the capability of being in my opinion, a difference maker more than Darnold. That's going to guarantee, like Mac Jones. I like Mac Jones, but is he any different than Darnold? Probably not. I don't think he's taking the Seattle Seahawks.
And,
you know, like,
and
so
Darnold can play at a more elite level at times. You know.
Yeah. Flacco. No, Flacco's too old. There's no way. There's no way Flacco is going
But you're right. You're also right too, because the dead cap next year is only $25 million, and then after next year there's an out.
But 25, not that much. So they
right,
could.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So like they could get out of it at any time, is what I'm saying.
He needs to finish. Yeah, he needs to finish well. Now, yeah, okay. So the other thing would be Milroe, and we still like him.
Right.
We still like him. So we'd have to see how that plays out. Yeah, I mean Milroe is still an option. I like Milroe a lot. There's a lot of upside there.
But it's like you said, it's a great off-season topic, and I just figured I'd ask your opinion because I think it's been a month since he threw a touchdown pass.
Yeah.
Or something.
I do wonder how they believe in Milroe. You know, it would be interesting if Milroe got moved, like Milton got moved. You know, right after 1 year, maybe a team says, "Look, we don't want Darnold. He's already shaky. We don't want Darnold looking over his shoulder." And it's possible that Milroe could get traded, just like Milton did. I wonder if Milton could get traded again. I don't know if a team would be smart after him, but I love Milton. I still think Milton's fantastic.
Maybe Shedeur will end up with the Seattle.
They're not set yet, JSK, but I think Milroe's solid. I think he's a solid option. But it definitely, the reason why I hesitate on even bringing him up as the answer here is because this team is ready. And I think Milroe could be good enough, but I don't think that they're going to turn to him unless they get let's say Darnold were to go down and Milroe plays 2 games or something, and then he looks really good. Then you have the Penix Jr. situation where they're like, okay. But I think if you don't get any playing time out of Milroe, I highly doubt that that's the answer for a team that feels like they can go out and win right now. Like, not just win, but compete to the end. Like, this team defense is unbelievable. JSN, number 1 wide receiver in the league, you could say. They've got 2 really good tight ends that you could call top 15 tight ends. Both of them, you could say, are talent-wise that good. You've got 2 running backs that are, they struggle for us, but they don't struggle for them. You know, they like the combination that they have. Offensive line, defense, like everything's flowing perfectly. This is not a team that's going to go, okay, we've never seen Milroe play. Let's just throw them out there. They're probably not as surprised as we are, probably less surprised, but they're surprised how good they are. And so they'll probably not entertain Milroe unless Milroe gets some run. So we'll see. I do still like Milroe, though. I mean, it's definitely a good topic. This will be a fun Dynasty show. All right, Travis, got to run. Appreciate you, bro.
Yep. Thanks, Smitty. Talk to you later.
All right, let me get back over to the screen here. Let me iron out the rest of these super chats. Rockout says Terry McLaurin came in clutch for JSM being off. That's awesome, Rockout. Congrats on the win, bro. Dak Stafford, Daniel Jones. Who do I send for Hampton? Honestly, I'm fine. I'm obviously fine sending Daniel Jones, but I would keep Stafford or Dak. Whatever one could get it done. Who would I rather keep? I don't know. I think probably Stafford, I suppose. I still believe in Stafford. He had a bad game. Big deal. So whichever one gets it done. Maybe Dak's even a tad bit safer just because Stafford's back. You never know, MHJ, JMO, or Buka for week 14. Right now, JMO, because I don't believe St. Brown will be back, but we need to wait on that news. If St. Brown does come back, he still could be limited. But if he comes back, isn't even on the injury report, which will not be the case. I think he's a real shot of missing at least 1 more, maybe 2 more games. Like, he's almost definitely out next week. It's a 1 to 3 week injury, but let's just say miraculously he came back, he would be hampered. So this coming week, you're going to go JMO. Now, the next week, we'll see. We'll see what's going on with St. Brown. But JMO, to me, is a wide receiver 1 in St. Brown's absence. And I do believe he'll miss this week coming up and probably the next week. I think he misses 1 to 2 weeks, not 0 to 1 week. And Buka, I'm not saying Buka doesn't belong in your lineup somewhere, though. Like in a 3rd wide receiver spot or a 2nd flex or something like that. So that's all she wrote for tonight. I appreciate all of you super chatters out there. Thank you for the. Let's see here. We had a $20 hauler from Jackson. We had a $20 hauler from Shane. We had a $50 hauler from Andor. Did we have any gifted memberships tonight? We had gifted memberships on the earlier show, which I appreciate. We've got people on the Rumble side of things right now. Hit this link right here to subscribe to Rumble. Let's refresh and see if we've got 700 followers on Rumble. We have 695. We got 696, something like that. I need 5 people right now to click this link. I'm going to go refresh. I need 5 of you to subscribe on Rumble. There's the link right there. I'm going to pin the link on the way out the door. Don't forget to hit the link for the Patreon. We're live chatting on Patreon 24/7, 365. But hit this Rumble link right now. I've just pinned it in the live chat. I need 5 of you to hit the link that I just pinned in the live chat. Subscribe to Rumble. Get us to 700 on the live show so I can do a standing ovation for all my Rumblers out there. Just came over here to hit the like button. Sebastian's over here. He says hyped. Also, can I also say this? I think I got a button for this somewhere. Let me see. I think this is it. Where do I have it? Right here? Yeah. So I don't know if you guys know, but you can hype videos here on YouTube. And I don't know, can someone tell me, you can hype live streams, but maybe when the live stream's over, is that correct? You can't hype a live stream while it's live? Can anybody confirm on that? But there's a thing called hype, as you can see over here, where you can hype the video and help the channel, and you get a certain amount of hypes per week. So when you hype a video or an upload, during its first 7 days, it urges people to watch it, and then you can be a part of watching that video explode. If a video has more views than normal and you helped hype it, that's because you were helping it. You can hype 3 videos a week. After the video is live, you can hype it. You can't hype it while it's live, but please, guys, consider, if you would, using your 3 hypes on this channel every week. It will help this channel grow, and the bigger we get, the more sponsors. Have you guys not enjoyed the giveaways? We got the fuegostickers.com. We've got I'll be giving out the Fuego stickers. I'll be giving out a bunch of stickers this week. We've got the
Gunner Player of the Week.
The Gunners we've been giving away.
By Gunner.com.
We got the hoodies. We got more. The bigger we get, the more giveaways we're gonna have. So I urge you guys to hype those videos to spread the word. It looks like I got a $50 super chat here in the corner. I'm going to that 1 second. We've got we need 4 more Rumble followers. Please hit that follow button on Rumble. Need a Harvey. Oh wait, that's not it. Keep reading Andor's message again. There's Andor. There's another. Is this another one? Is it another one? This is another one. One more, my boy, because Harvey had 2, and I love the show. Make a Harvey video. You remind me to put you on the Harvey video once it's made. But Andor dropping a not 50. He dropped a combined 100 with the 250s combined. Actually dropped to 105. That's everybody's pretty $100 hauler.
Smitty. Everybody's pretty. $100 I don't even know why they're getting.
Thank you, my boy. And Andor, you're over on Rumble, right? Hit this link if you can, guys, and follow on Rumble. I don't know if there's a delay in me refreshing the number too, because I feel like it doesn't. I feel like there's some caching going on. But I think we might have hit the number. But please follow over there. Let's do the standing ovation, because I believe you probably hit it. It's just not refreshing.
Mashed potatoes!
700 followers on Rumble and growing very fast. We haven't been doing any sort of consistent videos on there really until this week. Thank you, GPT. Appreciate you. House Call Hendy for good measure. Sebastian wants House Call Hendy. Andor says this show helps us all, fam. Thank you, Andor. Andor, thank you for the super chats and generosity, bro. Let's end it on a Bucky bath and a House Call Hendy.
Get buckied.
And I will create a Harvey video hopefully tomorrow, Andor.
Buckied.
Remind me to put you on it. I don't think I'll forget.
Buckied. Oh, Bucky. Brown. Oh yeah. Brown. Touchdown. You hear that sound? It's Chase Brown. Chase Brown, 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 Chase Brown.
Honey, what is that awful sound?
Ma, that's Chase Brown.
Have you got my Hot Pocket ready yet? Where are the batteries for my
Get
Game Boy?
Buckied.
Taking it to the house every time he touches the football, baby. Taking it to the house every time he touches the football, time he touches the football, baby. Taking it to the house every time he touches the football, baby. Other shows they said do not draft him. Warwick Williams said he was small. Your mama won't be making you meatloaf because you got no house call.
Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Live whenever big news breaks. Live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. Live before games. Live after games. And now live on Rumble. Probably at least 5 times per week. Self-contained, separate from the YouTube glory. So you want to be on Rumble. That link is pinned in the live chat. Make sure you are following over there. And then lastly, I'll leave you with this. Again, we're on my 24/7 live chat Patreon, 365 24/7. Hit this link right here if you want to become a part of that family as well. We'll be over there talking ball tonight. And then we had one more, I think I got all the super chats out of the way. Thank you guys. Appreciate you all. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, moderators. Space Ricky, Blackbeard, Sick Nasty, The Bolt, Simi Valley, Vamp. Am I missing anybody? Damn it. Kenny Powers, if he's out there. And Doobie. Keep forgetting about Doobie. Doobie Snacks. Appreciate you, Doobie. All right, I'm out of here. Appreciate you all. Deuce. Yeah, please hype the video. Travis, can you describe real quickly how you hype the video, or anybody else can describe it for Silver? Silver wants to hype the video. Silver's going to overhype the video, probably. All right, see you all later. Appreciate you.